Are we live? Are we live? Looks like we are. Ecamm fam, what's good, y'all? What is good? Just give me 1 second. Pull up my sound levels. Oh, wow, we have 11 viewers already. Okay, this is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. Okay, awesome. We're just going to wait a couple seconds for people to hop on. All right. We have Keely. Good to see you. Good to see you, Keely. It's good to see you. Create a pitch deck for Field Hockey Association Australia. Yes, so please put a Q in front of your questions so I don't miss anything. I think I do a pretty good job of checking back and forth, but yes, if you could please put a Q in front of your questions, that would be ideal. Kelly, I appreciate you. Truly, I do. Peter, or is it Peter? It's good to see you, my brother. Welcome. So welcome everyone to episode 1 of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. So look, I'm so excited about this series, y'all, because there's just so much to unpack, y'all. If you saw the video we put out maybe a couple weeks ago, the Zoom tutorial, I told you guys I only use a fraction of Ecamm Live's capabilities, y'all. So the purpose of this series will be to show you some certain quirks and ins and outs of Ecamm that you can use outside of just the virtual camera, right? That's what Ecamm Live is known for, is the virtual camera, using that to show up like a boss, show up like a professional, right? But there's a lot that it can do, and it's not that difficult, y'all. It's not that difficult. So we're going to be walking through some tips every week, just to help you level up your meetings, level up your broadcasts, level up your recordings, all right? So let's see. Hey, Jen, it's good to see you. Some family in the building, some good to go. 6 on Wix family, it's good to see you, Jen. I sincerely appreciate it. Boom, Discord. Yes, if you guys aren't in the Discord server, please join the Discord server. There's information on that inside of the Ecamm Live community on Facebook. If you're not a member, definitely search Ecamm Live community on Facebook and join that ASAP. Sammy, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yes, Mr. Camry Junkie. Yes. If you all could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it, so we can make sure that the algorithm picks this up and pushes this out to as many people as possible. Hello to those who are watching on LinkedIn. So in this episode 1 of Marshall Creates with Ecamm, we're going to talk about pitch decks and how to create pitch decks and how to use them on using Ecamm Live. So what are pitch decks? So what we're going to talk about specifically is how to create a presentation that you can share in Ecamm, whether you're pitching a client, whether you're presenting, just something a little bit different than just using the virtual camera. Okay. So let me go ahead and adjust my framing a bit. I had it zoomed all the way out this morning for a reel that I put up to promote this. So I usually keep it a little bit tighter on myself, y'all. So if you don't know what I just did, I just used the zoom and pan function in the camera effects window in Ecamm Live. All right. So Yvette, it's good to see you. Yes, likewise. Look, I find things all the time. So in this video, we're going to be figuring it out together. Okay. We're going to be figuring it out together. Oh, so what's going on? It's great to see you. Okay, good. So let's get into it. But first, I figured we would do this. Okay. I'm going to set up a couple scenes really quickly. It's a little bit different than the pitching, but I want to have some branded scenes. Shout out to Stephanie Liu. She had this slot on previous Thursdays. Her showrunner just ended, and I'm picking up in the same slot. So I know I have some big shoes to fill. Okay, but shout out to Stephanie Liu. She is a beast, a phenomenal talent about her business, and knows everything about running shows online. So shout out to Stephanie Liu. Okay. Andrew, It's good to see you. Yes, let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to set up some scenes really quickly as I mentioned. So I'm going to switch to live demo mode. Okay. Boom. So hopefully you guys can see my entire screen. Okay. So I'm going to set up a screen share screen scene. All right. Really quickly. So I have the scenes window. Can you guys see this? Drop a thumbs up if you can see my whole screen here. Okay. So I have the scenes window. I know in the Zoom video I kept calling it a panel. I watched it back. I'm like, Lord, just call it a window. It's a window. Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna use the scenes window. And if you don't see the scenes window, okay, Tony, appreciate you, my brother. If you don't see the scenes window, go to window and Ecamm live, and actually, yeah, window, and then go down to scenes, or you can use the shortcut, command, what is that, backspace? Yeah, I think that's backspace. Yep. To pull up the scenes, so it'll show up just like this. So I'm gonna hit the plus button right here, and I had this. So I'm on my MacBook Pro, and as Dean calls this, the up, the nose shot. But I'm going to go to source blank. All right, I'm going to go to source blank, and then I'm going to set up a new scene. So I just created a couple overlays, literally like 10 minutes ago. Okay, so you can't see my smiling face, but just give me a second here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the overlay. Well, actually, I'll do it this way. I'll do overlays down here in the overlays window. Can you guys see this? And I'm going to do plus new image overlay. And then I'm going to go to overlays, and I'm going to do screen share overlay. Boom. So now I have the screen share overlay. So I'm going to put a screen share behind this area, and then I'm going to put my camera overlay right here. All right. So let's just do screen share scene. I can spell. This doc says Windows have the minimizability and panels don't. Oh, got you. Okay, so so this doesn't have minimize. So I guess it is a panel. So I was right the whole time. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So I named it screen share scene. So I'm just gonna add 2 overlays here. So the first, I'm gonna go ahead and add my smiling face back. All right. So I hit the new camera overlay right here in the overlays panel. If you guys already know how to do all this, just sit tight with me, okay? I gotta do this anyway, right? So I'm gonna switch it. I hit the pencil icon right here. I'm gonna switch it to CamLink 4K. Boom. And now I'm going to, for the shape, I'm gonna go ahead and do, let's do square. All right, I'm gonna drag myself over here. And then for the corner radius, I'm going to increase that to a point where it looks like it fits pretty perfectly. Shape, actually, I'm going to do custom. So I can drag it down. That looks good to me. So this is actually, you know, something you can do when pitching as well, if you are sharing your screen. So it is relevant. But you guys see how I'm doing this. I selected custom for the shape, so it can fit a bit better. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, just because my head is so small in this little window here. So on the zoom in pan. Okay. Boom. That looks good to me. Hello. I'm ready to pitch you today. Thanks for joining my presentation, or thanks for viewing this pitch video. All right, so now I'm going to do a screen share overlay in this big black area. Okay. All right, so I'll hit this screen share overlay button here. Boom. So I have my MacBook monitor screen showing. So yes, I do need to change my passwords. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to drag it here. I think that fits pretty much perfectly, and I'm going to drag it below. So the key right here is to come over to overlays, showing current scene, the screen share overlay, drag it below the screen share overlay. Okay. Well, the overlay, drag it below the screen, the actual overlay that I created, the graphic that I created. So now, boom, whatever I do on this screen, you can see it. And as you can see, my mouse pointer is large on this screen. So in order to do that, you go to Ecamm Live Preferences. Let me drag this up here and go to Screen Sharing and then include mouse cursor, and you can increase the size here for the mouse cursor. So I like to do that if I'm sharing my screen or anything. Boom, have a large mouse cursor. All right, boom. So that is how you do that. So I'm actually going to switch it. You know, I'll keep it as this screen here. But now what we're going to do is create some create like a pitch deck. Okay, so there are a couple ways that we can do that, and I'll switch back to the main scene. You know what? Let me quickly let me add another overlay to the scene really quickly, y'all. Boom. I want to get my Stephanie Lou action going on here. Close out of this. Hold on 1 second. Where am I? Boom. Main overlay. Boom. Boom. Okay. All right. I'm adjusting my framing here, and we're in action. Okay. So I'm going to save this. This is going to be I'm going to call it the Stephanie scene. Boom. How do I look? Okay, good. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and create some, create like a pitch deck. So what I'm going to do, I mean, you can do that a few different ways, of course. You know, you typically use PowerPoint or Keynote, or create it separately. You know, just make sure that the slides are a specific size in, let's say, Photoshop, or I use Affinity Designer a lot. But let's use Keynote, and this is why. So I'm going to pull up Keynote, but first, let's just start from scratch. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm going to, let me share my screen again. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. All right. Put my sound levels up. Okay. So I'm going to take this off of live demo mode and switch back to screen share. Okay. All right. So let's go to Envato Elements. So I talk about Envato Elements a lot. If you guys have seen the Canva video or the LUTs video, you see that I like to use Envato Elements. So Envato Elements is a service that you can get different graphic assets from, video templates, presentation templates, a lot of different stuff. So we're going to find some Keynote templates here. Okay, so I'm going to go to presentation templates. Let's see here. Okay, so Andrew says he used a PowerPoint or Keynote. Yeah, so you can use PowerPoint or Keynote. I prefer to use Keynote because I'm an Apple sheep. And I just like everything to work together seamlessly. It's ridiculous, y'all. If you see my office store, you know I got the really 4 HomePods if you include the minis, the watch. All my kids have iPads. It's easy to keep eyes on them and tabs on them. You know, and then share apps between each other. Everything on Find My iPhone, and as a designer, I AirDrop, and when I'm communicating with clients, I'm in the ecosystem. I'll just put it that way. So I use Keynote. I know PowerPoint, you know, they're similar, but Keynote, it works flawlessly for me. Nice and smooth, clean, crisp. But if you use PowerPoint, it will pretty much work the same way. So what you'll want to do is go to presentation templates, and as you can see on the left hand side, not slide, we have Google Slides, PowerPoint, Keynote. So let's just search for Keynote template. I'll do modern template. Let's just do modern. I'll just do modern, and I'll select Keynote from the left hand side to kind of filter it. And let's just go with the first one. We're gonna keep it simple, y'all. Andy says PowerPoint is a kid's toy. Man, look, We may be outnumbered out here in these internet streets, Andy. I feel you, but we may be outnumbered. I know a lot of people use PowerPoint, uh, as well as just Microsoft in general. Um, but yeah, tell you, Envato Elements is where it's at. LUTs, everything. It was a secret of mine. It was one of my secret weapons as a designer for a minute. But I shout it from the mountaintops. They actually just renewed today, surprisingly. I'm like, ooh, where's that $180 come from? Oh, okay. Envato Elements. All right, cool. Yeah, been using it for years, y'all. It's amazing. It has so much stuff on here. Sound effects. Like if you saw the reel I did today, I had like a little mouse click on the reel. I got that from Envato Elements. So I love it. Definitely check it out. It has so much stuff, lower thirds, you name it. I don't get paid by them yet, but I just love their service. So definitely check out Envato Elements. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick this first one. Okay, and I'm gonna do download, and let's just do. And the thing about it is you can get licenses. We won't turn this into an Envato Elements pitching fest, but you could get licenses. That's why it's good to type in your project so you can make sure that you won't get sued. If somebody says, hey, this is not your design, this is my design. It was like, okay, I have a license to use it for a specific purpose. So let me go back Marshall Creates with Ecamm. Let's just do episode 1. All right. And I'm going to save this. Okay. Now I'm going to open it up. So it comes in the zip file. Yes, Abby says she uses Envato Elements. Sandra, it's good to see you, my brother Talvin. It is good to see you as well. Got the family in the building. 35 viewers. Wow, y'all make me feel special. I appreciate that. All right, so let's do orange and then modern real estate key. Let's open this up. Okay. So we already look. So we have a template here that we're going to go ahead and start from. And it's really easy, y'all. It's really easy. So what I'm going to show you is how to essentially export it. We're going to export this and then use it inside of, use it as an overlay essentially. So it's a couple different ways. So for the first way, I'll just show you how to export certain slides and use them as overlays and then flip through them. And then the second way, you can export a PDF. The third way is more of advanced, but you can actually play your presentation inside of Keynote full screen as you flip through it. So that's a bit more advanced. I don't know if I'll have time to do that today because it does require like at least 2 screens to do that. And then you aren't really able to see yourself as you do that. So it is a bit more advanced. So maybe we'll save that for another time, but I'll show you the first 2 ways. So as you can see here, we have let me move this out the way. Hold on, y'all. We have a Keynote template, right? So let me just flip through to see if anything looks cool. But if you're not a designer, I recommend starting from templates. Everybody isn't a designer. And even myself, if I'm using something like this, I may start from a template. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is you can add like a background or something. But let's do this. Let me go ahead and delete this out. And I will I'm going to add a shape. Okay. Let's do a rounded rectangle. Let's just keep it simple with a square. Okay. So I have a square here. I'm going to make it black. Boom. And let me see. You could change the color. Let's go ahead and change the color to this orange. Do we want to add a border? No, but let's add a shadow to it. I like this shadow. Okay. So I'm just going to adjust this. I'm kind of working on the fly here, y'all. Oh, let's not do that, but let's double click this. Oh, I got another quick hack for y'all too. But let's type in welcome to my pitch. Okay. Got some dummy text here. I'll increase the font size of it just a bit. Okay. But here's a quick hack if you guys don't already know. I'm assuming that we're all beginners here. If you notice already, cool. If not, then it's fine. You're gonna learn. So they also have fonts, y'all. Check this out. Check this out, y'all. So I'm gonna go down to fonts, right? And I'm gonna do. And I recommend using a service like, well, it really doesn't. If you're a beginner, you can use websites like thefont.com, but those are a bit more unreliable. Okay, but I'm a designer by trade, and I like to use paid fonts that just anybody can't go online and 1001freefonts.com and download, right? And it also, when I have a license to use it, it gives me more peace of mind, and it gives the client peace of mind as well. Like they just not using like a random free font. Okay, so I'm gonna type in like modern. Okay, templates are great for clients with a limited budget. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But yeah. Okay. So let's do. I think I already have stickler, so we're gonna skip that one. Let's try to find something a little professional, right? This stuff. There's a lot of junk on here, y'all. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real, but there's some gold in here as well. So actually, let me find something real quick. This is cool. I know it's a little corny, but we're gonna download it. So I'm gonna download it, Ecamm. So I'm actually gonna let me just download it to my downloads really quickly. So you can download fonts. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to install it real quick. Downloads, double click. So what I'm gonna do is first, I'll take the OTF file and I'll paste it in my fonts folder. So I keep my fonts like backed up in the Dropbox. So and also other people on my team can use the same fonts as well, like they always have them. So I do that first. But what I can also do, well, from here I can double click it and install it, but I can just open up font book and drag it there as well. So watch this, downloads. So this is font book. Everybody has this on their Mac. Okay. Drag it right in there and it'll pretty much install it right away. Okay. So now we have this font called Deluxe, and it should be installed inside of Keynote pretty much right away. So let's see if it is. See the little pinwheel? That means it's being installed. Deluxe. Boom. So now we have a brand new font. Oh, it looks ugly in here, but now we have a brand new font inside of Keynote. So that's how you find a more premium font, like a brand new font, and install it, and you have it pretty much accessible right away inside of Keynote. Okay, I know, right? So let's go back. You see how to install fonts now. So let's go back to I guess it was Montserrat. Okay. Oh, I need to hide docs comments. Okay. All right. All right. Believe it was Montserrat, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Welcome to my pitch. Okay. So now, I just created this. I added a shadow. Okay. And now I'm going to export this slide out. So I'm going to do file, export to, let's just do images for this one. Okay. And I'm just going to do this third slide. Okay. Images, and I'm going to do from 3 to 3 JPEG high quality. Okay. Abby, I missed something from Abby. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, next. So I'm gonna save it as episode 1. Let's just do welcome slide. Okay. So now I'm gonna add this into Ecamm. So what I'm gonna do is switch back to live demo mode really quickly. Boom, live demo mode, y'all. We in here. Let me move the comments just in case anybody say anything reckless. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is do a new empty scene. Okay, source blank. Now I'm going to add this overlay here, y'all. So let's do welcome a slide. Okay. Now I'm going to add this image, screen share. Hold up. Episode 1, welcome slide. It's a JPEG. Okay. So I actually should have saved it as a let me see. I think it's the sizing of it because it's a little blurry. Okay, so let's go back really quickly, y'all, and save it as a higher resolution. Let me see, file, export. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna save it as a PNG, but in order to prevent this, because I'm streaming in 4K, right? So when I enlarged it, it looked a little blurry. So we definitely don't want that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I can save it as a PNG. It will look a little clearer, but what I could do is just start with a new slide in 4K. So wide 16:9. Let me see here. See the right way to do this. Well, I think I can go back here to document. Slide. Okay, so the slide size, y'all, was 960 by 540. You see that here? That's where we got hung up at. So if you run into that situation where you're like, okay, I exported my slide, but it's blurry, this is where you would go to. So go to document over here on the right hand side, and then make sure your slide size is 16:9. For the size or custom, you can make it 4K if you wanted to. But to be honest, and this is points, it should be pixels. The 16:9 should be fine, y'all. So let's go ahead and export this. And I'm gonna export this as a PNG. Export as a image. For 1080. So yeah, 2014. Yeah, I agree, bro. Doc, I agree, my brother. Okay, so PNG. Boom. So let's do that again. Welcome slide. 001. So let's just save it like that. That .001 may have messed it up. So let me just make sure. Export to images. Oh, I exported all of them, y'all. I'm gonna export all the slides. All right, so I'll do welcome slide. Let's just do .png. Okay, so now let's go back. Live demo mode. Okay, so you guys can see me. So now I'm gonna go here, and I'm actually gonna delete this out so I can hit this X button on the left-hand side, or I can come down here in the overlays panel and hit this trash can. So I'll hit the plus. So I can hit the plus to add it, or I can literally find it in the Finder. Find it in the Finder. Like this. And drag it on top. It'll do the same thing. So that looks a lot better. That looks a lot more clear. Okay. So now what I'll do is I will add a camera overlay on top and do this quickly like I showed you how to do before. I'm going to keep it custom. I'm going to change this camera to Camlink 4K. And then for the corner radius, I'm going to drop this down. Okay. So now I'm just dragging it. And I can zoom in if I want. Okay. All right, let's look good. So you can create an entire pitch deck like this, y'all. But look, so what you can do, and this is actually what I did for a course that I released about a month and a half ago. I did the entire course like this, where I was actually my my image was on the other side of the slide, but I just flipped through the different slides. I did it the advanced way in Keynote, which I'll likely show you guys maybe in another episode. But what you can do is, so I'll come back here. Rich, I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate it. So look, I'm going to go back, turn off live demo mode, and come back. So look, this is a quick hack, y'all. You may already do this, right, to save some time. So I'm going to, let me switch back to my screen share. Okay. So now I'm going to duplicate this slide. So I'm going to right click, duplicate. Okay. So now I have another identical slide. So I'm going to remove this image and I'm just going to say, this is another slide. Okay. And I can probably even add, let's just make a whole new background. Let me do, hold up. Shape. Let's do like a whole, was this a shape right here? Hold on, delete this. Shape, square. I think this, okay. Whole new background, right? All your slides can look different, but if you keep yourself in the same spot, have the same area to put yourself, all you have to do is switch the slides inside of Ecamm. So I'm gonna make this, you know what? Let's add the cool Ecamm background into here. You know what? So let me go to media. Hold on, let me save this real quick, y'all. Here it is. I love this background. I'll be using it for everything. Command C. So I'm gonna save this. Save as Ecamm background. So this is Affinity Designer. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna just add this as another as an image. Okay, so choose. Ooh, hold on. I didn't save it as an image. Let's do a PNG. That's fine. Cam image. Are y'all following me though? Eileen, it's good to see you. Oh my goodness, Miss Eileen, I haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're well. Hold on, why isn't it saving? Give me a second. Export. PNG. Okay. Episode 1. Okay. Alrighty. There it is. Boom. So I'm gonna use this as the background now. But we have layers here, y'all. So if I could find them. Let me see. Doc, help me out. Where are my layers at? Hold on. Arrange, send to back. All right, let's do that. Boom. Okay. So, and I'm actually going to make this white now. Format for this style. We're going to make this white. Okay. And I'm going to make this white and this white. Format. Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to export this one. Slide 4, export to images. Okay. And I'm going to do from 4 to 4 as a PNG. Okay, so another slide. All right, so now in Ecamm, switch to live demo mode. I'm going to do a new scene. You know what? Actually, I could have duplicated this scene. So I'm gonna right click, or let me see, Command D. Since this is Mac, that should work, right? Hold on. Command D. Boom. So I did Command D to duplicate. I'll have my stream deck next episode, I promise. I mean, I have it in front of me, but I didn't program it. Okay, so we're gonna do next slide. Okay, So now, oh, I duplicated the wrong one, y'all. So let me delete this. So I'm gonna duplicate this this slide right here. So Command D to duplicate it. And so I'm gonna do next slide. Let's do slide 2. Okay. And now I'm gonna switch this overlay out. So what I'm gonna do is add a overlay here. Another slide. Boom. I'm gonna drag this below the cam link. Boom. Okay. So check this out. So you can go from one slide and your pitch. You're welcome. Pitch. Welcome to my pitch. Okay. I want to talk to you today about my services and why you should use me. And then switch to the next slide. And you have a whole different theme, a different vibe, a different look. Of course, everything should have the same design language. But as you can see, your camera overlay, the placement of your camera didn't change. But as you change the slide to the next one, and I'm just clicking the different scenes in here, everything changes, but you're still in the same spot. You see? So it's not like you have to create a whole bunch of different complex scenes when you're going through the pitch. So that's one way you can create more of a pitch deck the easy way. Okay, so next I'm going to show you yes, look at this, see how good your video call will look. Information is all around you. Exactly. Yep. So this is a lot more professional than just having a Zoom presentation where you're sharing your screen and then you have that little tiny little box. And we love Zoom, right? We love Zoom. We use it all the time, daily, a lot of us. But this is an easier way to, and all this is done through your virtual camera as well. If you're on a Zoom meeting, it's done through your virtual camera. Just set your virtual camera up, and then if they have it on presenter view or speaker view, then everything is shown just like that. So it's a lot more professional than having that little tiny little box as well. I did this. I was actually on a webinar. I'm gonna show y'all real quick so you can see. Like I practice what I preach, y'all. This is how cool it is, and they were blown away, right? So I'm gonna show you something real quick. Options. Hold on. Live demo mode. And Katie, y'all let me know if I'm going over. I don't even know how long this is supposed to be. But I'll show you something real quick. So I did a webinar with Wix. So as you can see right here, I'm going to play it real quick, but turn it down. So I did a webinar with Wix a couple of months ago. So let me turn the volume down. So I don't know what software they were using. I can't recall, but all I had to do was share my virtual camera and run through my presentation, y'all. And I did it this way. So just so you know, like, you don't have to know all the ins and outs and bells and whistles and all the complicated ways that Ecamm can work if you know how to do it and you have the time to learn how to do it. You can do it the easy way like I did. I just ran through. I created different images using Keynote. Well, I really use Affinity Designer, but I used it like this, as you can see. So I forget what software he uses. Some free software. It may have been StreamYard. I don't know. But all I had to do was share my virtual camera and then run through the different scenes that I had set up. Okay. And they were extremely impressed. And when I did this, I was like, you know what? When I do my course, I'm going to do it the exact same way. So you know what? I'll show you guys that real quick. Just so you can see I practice what I preach. Let me see. Good to go. Say login. So if you're a course creator, I'm giving y'all the game, y'all. If you missed this or you watch on the replay, great. But if you missed this, it's just too bad, because everybody, I'd recommend you do your course like this because it's an easy way to level up your just the overall quality. You know, everybody seems like everybody has a course these days and stuff. So how are you going to separate yourself? If you know your content is good, how are you going to separate yourself from everybody else who's doing a course? Who's literally just sitting there on Zoom doing a screen share? You use Ecamm. It's easy, y'all. So for example, you can see here. So let me make sure the volume is down. This is my course, y'all. And I use Ecamm. And I did it a little bit with I did use Keynote to do this so I can have the animation. So maybe if you guys are interested, I'll show you how to do that. I just want to probably run through it myself first and like record it to see what the actual end user would see if I go live and show you how to do it. It may have to be a pre-recorded type of video for me to show you exactly how to do it, because my understanding is you will need at least 2 screens. One could be an iPad to do it this way, but as you can see, I have the animations coming in using Keynote. But I set it up and I just put my camera overlay in Ecamm and I hit record, y'all. So yeah, drop a some kind of emoji, maybe like a flame emoji or something if you want to know how to do something like this in Keynote. Using Keynote, actually running the presentation in Keynote. So as you can see, look, it's the same thing, right? It's pretty much the same thing as the webinar that I did. So this is an easy way to, like, if you're a participant, if and some, for example, with this situation, we could say, hey, would you want to talk about how you do X, Y, or Z? I was like, sure. So rather than just flipping through slides, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna use Ecamm and put myself on the side and create my slides. I had a little shadow effect on the box that I created, put a little outline around it and put my little camera overlay on there, and I look like a rock star because I'm using Ecamm. Like you just can't do that with using Zoom. So yeah, just a quick tip there, y'all. So I know we're about 40 minutes in or so. But does anybody have any questions so far on how to do that? I'm going to pull up my notes as well to make sure I covered the stuff I wanted to cover. And I can also show you how to do PDFs as well. Okay. Cool. We do have some flame emojis. Yep. So it's going to be the flame emojis. Yes, Ecamm Virtual Cam for the win. It's amazing. So we have some flames from Sunny, Dr. Sunny, excuse me, from Rod. Okay, cool. So yeah, so if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them. And while we do that, I'm going to show you how to add your PDF presentations inside of it as well. Flame. Boom. Look, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, so yeah, we'll definitely get that one on the list. It may be pre-recorded, so just so you guys know, I'll be going live every week on this show, and I'll also be doing some pre-recorded like tutorial type videos, like the one I dropped I think last week, or was it the week before, the Zoom tutorial video, videos like that. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I have some in mind. Katie and the team have some in mind, but if you have anything in particular, like if we see the same types of questions over and over, I'll make a video about it, y'all. And the beauty of Ecamm and just the beauty of this community is that we all figuring it out together, y'all. We figuring it out together. I'm by no means am an expert. When I started working with Ecamm in 2020, later that year, that first set of videos that I put out, y'all, I was figuring stuff out on the fly before I recorded the video, the M50 video, the lighting video, the microphone video. So I wasn't an expert, but I was like, hey, let's learn about microphones. So I researched, I pulled the stuff that I had out. I learned about it. The Ecamm, the M50 video, I'm going through the menus, I'm Googling, I'm looking at Diana Gladney stuff. I'm like, all right, let's put it together and give it to the people. So that's the beauty of Ecamm, is like anybody can pick it up and make it happen. So okay, cool. Yes, the community is amazing. So this lens, I believe, is a 1.4. This is oh shoot. So this is the first time I think I'm using this camera, or the second time I'm using it, or or third. But I just started using the Canon R6, y'all. The Canon R6. I was using a Sony A7C, but I'm using the Canon R6 now. So I like it. So this is a Sigma 24 millimeter f1.4, but I do have this thingy. This, what is it called? One of these ND filter. I think it's an ND filter. Let me see. One of these Tiffin filters on it, so it kind of gives it more of like a, I don't know, more of like a glow or something. I don't know. But I am using that, so just keep that in mind as well. Pro Mist, right? Pro Mist filter. Yes, told y'all it look soft. Pro Mist filter. We figuring it out on the fly, y'all. Like, I ain't the expert, but you know, I just see something like, oh, let me grab that, see what it does. Yeah, so I don't know which one this is. It's on it, but you know, if you want to know exactly which one this is, I can find it out and drop it in the Ecamm Live community. Pastor Felicia, it's good to see you. Use the 24 millimeter as well. Yes. So prior to this, I was using the Sony A7C with the Sigma 16 millimeter. I know it's a crop sensor lens for a full frame camera, but I was using it and I liked it. So it gave a similar field of view. It was cropped in a bit because it's a crop sensor lens, but I liked it. But this one, it does the job. I like this lens a lot. I know, Doc. But I'm realizing as time goes on, the less and less I care about the nerdy stuff and the particulars and the rules. It's like, bump it. If it works for you, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I went through a point where I was like, oh, I gotta record my footage in raw format and log and so I could color grade and push the colors. Now I'm like, nah, bruh. Ecamm, go ahead and pull up the camera effects, go down to picture settings, adjust the brightness, the temperature, the tint, the saturation, and the gamma, add a LUT, and I'm good. I don't need all of that other stuff, man. Whatever reduces the friction, because us as creators, we can tend to overanalyze and overthink things to the point where it causes us to be paralyzed and not act. So what I love about Ecamm is that it reduces so much friction. Set it and forget it. Get your stuff looking, get a camera, come in here to your picture settings, dial it up the way you like it. I'm like, this is good enough. Let's go. Let's hit record. Let's go. Let's record this content. Let's go live. Let's do this pitch, right? So that's where I'm at right now, y'all. Reduce the friction. That's it. Reduce the friction. I think Ali Abdal told me about that. Not me personally, but like I learned that from him. Yeah, plug and play. That's what I love, y'all. If y'all not following me on Instagram, definitely check me out on Instagram. It's just Marshall Fox. I put up a cool reel today, kind of promoting this series, and it shows you, and I think I added an extra couple steps in there, but it shows you how easy it is for me to just come into the studio and press record. Like, I sit down, have my lights turn on automatically. It's like motion activated. It's a little weird. My wife doesn't like it. She's like, oh, that's weird. When I walk to my office, my lights are just turned on. And then really I just turn on the hair light, which I forgot to turn on for this video. Hit this, you know, this Godox light right here. Everything else is already on. The hair light, Godox, swing my microphone around, open up Ecamm Live, turn my camera on, I'm ready to go. So the friction is pretty much non-existent when it comes to going live. So much so that when I end this, I'm going live in my community for designers, because all I got to do is hit finish and then switch right in Ecamm to my other group, and then boom, go live, and I'm in there, right? So iPhone, 2 iPhones and an iPad Pro's cameras, boom. So Rich says, oh, I doesn't like that stuff. I do either. I feel you. Okay, y'all, real quick, I know I'm kind of over. I looked at Stephanie's videos and hers about 30 minutes, so I'm probably a bit over, but let me show y'all how to just export a PDF and add it into Ecamm. So I don't think I've done this before, y'all. So we're going to be doing this together. Doc, stay on standby in case I mess something up. All right. So let me do live demo mode. Okay. So give me a second here. Okay. No, not live demo mode. I gotta go to the screen share. Boom. Oh, I'm still playing down here. My bad, y'all. Okay. So we're in here. So let's do these 2 slides as a PDF. Boom. Not over. Cool. My fave tech, what's good? Good to see you from Buckeye, Arizona. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to file, export. So this is, look, we're doing this together, y'all. So let me, I'm scared of where this is going to take me. I don't know. So let's just go to, oh, okay. I'm not even in the right app. Okay. Export to PDF. And where can I select the pages? Hmm. So I don't know if I can select specific pages for a PDF. Okay, so let's do this then. I'm going to delete all the rest of the slides out of here that we don't need. Okay, file, export to PDF. Cool. It's quite best. Next. So I'm going to do whole PDF. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to live demo mode. And let's see what happens, y'all. If we drag this sucker on here. Let's see what happens, y'all. All right. So I like the placement of where it was before. So I'm going to duplicate this just because I like where this PDF. All right. So now I'm going to open up the Finder. Let's see what happens, y'all. Boom. Okay. Okay, got my PDF, but what I'm going to do is drag this below the Ecamm link. Okay, so it looks like it works pretty much the same way. But how do we flip through? Okay, boom, right on the window, the panel. Oh, yeah. Boom, y'all. So that's a PDF. That is a PDF document right inside of Ecamm. I just dragged it on there. You saw me do it for the first time live. This is cool, y'all. So you can just flip through like this. So this is easier than switching scenes. This is easier than switching scenes, y'all. So I was doing it the hard way with that Wix presentation. It was like 50-something slides, and I could have just did this. You know, PDF is high fidelity, high resolution in most cases. So you also flip through the PDFs on the Stream Deck. Look at God. Look at God. I love it. So I have my Stream Deck here, y'all. I'm gonna get this sucker queued up. Maybe that'll be a topic for a video, how to set up your Stream Deck. I'm thinking of everything from like a newbie standpoint, because I'm a newbie in a lot of cases, y'all, to be honest. The Stream Deck still has dust on it. I used it probably, last time I used it was probably 2020. And that just shows the power of Ecamm. You don't even need it, to be honest. It makes things easier. But if you're lazy, you don't even need it, y'all. If you're like, I don't feel like setting that thing up, you don't need it. But if you have one, it's cool to use. But I'll you know, maybe we'll do a video on setting it up. But at a minimum, I'll definitely have it set up next week to make things a bit easier, since I'm doing this weekly now. Okay. Dude, Nugget. Yeah, yes. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So we do want to tell you about Customer Appreciation Week. So let me hop out of live demo mode. Kay, just remind us, please, where they should go. I know I have them in my notes here. Y'all give me a second of where to go. Okay. Ecamm, Marshall creates. Okay, so we have a link that I believe someone is going to drop. So I'm going to share my screen. Boom. Wow. So we have 3,700 total entries so far, 7 days left. So as you can see, we have a lot of cool prizes, including you get your own very own Doc Rock. You get possibly a Shure MV7 or MV7X Rode Procaster. Is this the 2? I don't know. Oh, boom, there it is. MV7, one-on-one time with Doc Rock. Whoop, sorry. But yeah, go here, y'all, and enter the giveaway. And also, if you are an affiliate, your percentage, I believe, increases in July. And then you get a chance to win $2,500 in studio equipment for a complete studio overhaul. Okay. So yes, go to, the secret code is 3cam with 2. Let's add that to the broadcast. There it is, y'all. 3cam fam. So the number 3, okay, let's make that large. 2 M's, 3cam, 2 M's, and then fam with 2 M's, all right? So that's the code. That's the secret code. So head on over to that link. Yes, and we also have the affiliates link as well. All right. So y'all go there right now. Go there right now and enter this giveaway. I know I'm entering. All right, y'all. So does anybody have any questions before we get out of here? So now you should know a simple way where you can create some slides and present them as a pitch using Ecamm. So you can do it whether you're pre-recording your video, just hit record. Record only. If you don't do that, you definitely should do that. Even if you're on Zoom, I talked about it in the Zoom tutorial. Even if you're on Zoom, hit record. Yeah, you may want to have an external hard drive somewhere if you're doing it all the time, but I like to hit record, especially because I do Zoom sessions. Like I'm getting ready to go live in my group and do feedback Friday, even though it's Thursdays from last week, because my whole fam got COVID except for me. So I had to postpone Friday, and I've been in full caretaker dad mode all week. But I'm like, all right, my son's taking a nap. I'm gonna sneak and go live in my group and do feedback Friday. But I'm gonna hit record. I'm going live on Facebook. I'm gonna hit record in here so I can repurpose it for reels and for whatever else I want to use it for. So you can have the highest quality version of the video available. So I'm on a pro plan, so I'm gonna have the full 4K recording that I can use and create reels when I drop some nuggets. And I've been doing that on my Instagram. I think we're going to plan to show you exactly how I do that, how I, whether I'm on a Zoom recording, like a coaching session, and I record locally, how I repurpose that for reels. Okay, so that's going to be a video as well. So be on the lookout for that too. So definitely make sure you're recording as much as possible. Everything, it may not make sense if just a quick chat, maybe like a regular meeting you have with like a supervisor or a partner. You don't have to record everything, but if you think you're gonna be dropping some nuggets, or if it's gonna be something that is that you're gonna want to repurpose, definitely hit record in Ecamm and record locally so you can use that as well. So here, does anybody have any questions for me before I roll? Alrighty. Well, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. I'm so excited, y'all. The nerves was getting to me right before this. I was like, Lord. And my wife sent me a nice little pleasant text. I'm like, thanks, babe. I appreciate that. It kind of calmed the nerves. And it was good to see some familiar faces, some of the Ecamm fam, some of my Good to Go family that I'm going to see in a second here. I appreciate all of you guys. Doc Rock, of course, thanks for having my back. Katie, it's good to see all you guys. Kirk, Pastor Felicia, Eileen, all you guys. So, Damon, I appreciate y'all. All right. Thank you guys. Tony, I'm out of here.